Ron here has driven the rough, rocky road to Bamfield and back once a month for approximately, 25 years or so.
Sometimes the potholes get really deep, other times surprisingly enough, there are no potholes.
And most would wonder why anyone would take on this daunting drive month after month, year after year.
Well, I've done about 190 trips since March of 1991. We were trying to understand what made West Coast Vancouver Island herring go up and down. And there were people who were doing all kinds of interesting things, looking in fish tummies and looking at what the ocean was doing, but it seemed that all the fish were eating these things called krill or euphausiids, and nobody was looking at the biology of these animals. So in 1991 I started a study where I would come out about 10 times a year and catch krill in Barkley Sound.
A variety of creatures feed on krill, and then other creatures feed on those, so they're kind of like at the very bottom critical piece of the food chain. And without them, everything would starve ultimately.
So Ron's routine takes him aboard a fishing boat with a small crew where they head out to 4 different sampling locations in Barkley Sound.
We have to sample at night because the animals are sitting in the mud during the day. And over the last 20 some odd years, we've done 190 trips. We've made about 800 tows with bongo nets, and we've measured and identified over 162,000 krill. And we put that together with what we've seen in fish stomachs to find out what's the most important prey items for different salmon species and for herring. And as a result of that, we've learned an awful lot about why salmon populations go up and down, and I think an awful lot about why the West Coast Vancouver Island herring population hasn't recovered, even though we stopped fishing it about 10 years ago.
Getting out into the field and seeing what's actually happened is absolutely essential, and that's why West Coast Aquatic wants to support Ron in his efforts to keep this work continuing, because we recognize how critical these time series are.
But with Ron's recent retirement, his research might be about to hit a dead end.
My ultimate goal is to actually donate the work to the community in the Barkley Sound area. I'm hopeful that some local group, maybe one of the First Nation groups, might be interested in picking up doing the sampling. I'm more than happy to help them with analyzing the numbers and etc. And ultimately, I think it would be great if the local communities in the Barkley Sound area could actually be collecting the data that they use to do forecasts. They could produce the forecast themselves and then become intimately involved with the management of their own fish resources.
Ron and groups like West Coast Aquatics are currently looking into funding opportunities, but have come up short as of yet. From the waters in Barkley Sound, I'm Jenny Fortin.